We gotta flip that around. There we go. There we go. All right. Today we're gonna be making some gingerbread nails. I tried to do them last time, but oh, that was really hard to try to do nails and talk at the same time. So I'll try to do better this time. I got my music, my Stevie Wonder. Let's put on a little Stevie, and we'll get started here. We're gonna start with our brown paint and our notes. So today we're going to be talking about parenthood. I've got some parenthood stories. I'm not going to go into teenage stories, and I'm going to try my hardest not to say my kids' names because it's on the internet, and you don't want to be putting your kids' names on the internet. So we're going to go kid one, kid two, kid three. So kid one, we weren't expecting. I know I told y'all that story last time about how my HCG level was high, and I thought I had cancer, and it wound up being Abram. Oh, I did it. Kid one. A minute 30 and I'm already ruined it. Okay. We'll pretend we didn't say that. All right. So kid one comes along, and I have so much anxiety with this pregnancy. Like, lots of anxiety because they had to take me off of all my antidepressants, all my anti-anxiety medicines. They put me on this Benadryl stuff called Vistaril to try to help with my anxiety, but it didn't help. So I had this Doppler that I borrowed from my cousin, and I would use this Doppler like every day to hear the baby's heartbeat. I was a psycho. It was crazy, and every time I had to have a lot of ultrasounds because I had high risk pregnancy with that molar pregnancy. So I had a bunch of ultrasounds, and every time I had an ultrasound, I was scared to death. Oh, that was the worst. But we made it through. We had baby number one. We had an awesome doctor. The doctor was incredible. So we're in college. We have baby number one. Let's see if y'all can see that. It's pretty brown for a gingerbread man. I already scraped off the front parts of these so they'll look nice. Um, so kid one wasn't cancer, it was a kid. Well, 6 months into me, um, 6 months, baby number one is 6 months old. I find out I'm pregnant with baby number two. Oh no, my thing's not plugged in. I'm gonna plug this in real quick. I'll be right back. Listen to Stevie. All right, fixed it. Turn Stevie down a little bit. So now we find out we're pregnant with baby number two. So we go in for the ultrasound to find out if baby number two is a girl or a boy because we have a boy first, and I really want a little girl. So we go in, and I have twins in my family. My mom's has twin brothers, and my dad is a twin. So I always thought I had a really good chance of having twins, like. So we're laying in the hospital bed. The doctor's doing the ultrasound, and all of a sudden, two screens pop up with two babies. I'd like to faint it. Tony liked to faint it. We thought it was twins, but it was really just it was just a split screen of the same baby. So that was kind of messed up. That was really mean of them to do that. But we found out that baby number two was a girl, and we were so excited because girls are super special until they turn into teenagers, and then they turn into monsters. But apparently they come back out of that. So I'll paint these brown. We're doing some gingerbread nails. And all these nails that I do are going to be posted on my Etsy page. These are for our more demure girly pops who like short nails. I'm a short nail girl. I can rock some long nails sometimes, but I can't really function with them. Definitely can't do nails with nails on. If you notice your nail girl, her nails are always going to be ratchet looking. There's some people I see on TikTok with cute nails who do nails, and I just don't get it. I'm too messy. If y'all have not ever listened to this Stevie Wonder album, Songs in the Key of Life, it is one of the greatest albums of all time. It's banger after banger after banger. Like every song is a great song. And I think it's like on a lot of the countdowns for like best song albums of all time. I'm pretty sure it's on there. Um, One of the greatest of all times. I'm gonna do one more coat on this. We're doing another coat on this. So, Kid 3 was a funny way of finding out. So we had a Saints game today. Don't get me started, but anyway, we were at a Saints game in Dallas for um a Thanksgiving Day game, and it was an away game, and I was, tailgating and just feeling terrible. So when we went to leave, I was just like, honey, we need to do a pregnancy test. Something's not right. So he goes into the store in Texas, buys the pregnancy test, and brings it back to me in the car. And I go back into the store and I take the pregnancy test, and it automatically just goes straight to, yeah, you're pregnant. So I get in the car and I throw it at him, and he goes, what does that even mean? And I was just like, we've been through a billion of these. I'm one of those people who, when I take a pregnancy test, I would take like 18 pregnancy tests, and I would call the doctor and I'd be like, I need to make an appointment, and they'd say, what, you think you're pregnant? And like, did you take a test? We're like, yeah, I took 18. And like, what did they say? Like, they all said I was pregnant. I'm like, honey, you're pregnant. I had a nurse tell me that once. Those things are expensive too. Got a pretty brown base here. And we're gonna do another base on here. Yeah, but parenting, I used to, before I had kids, you see people with their kids in the store and you're just like, I can't believe they let their kids act like that. Like, kids screaming and the parent like pulling the kid by the arm, and then like you have kids and then you see that happening and you're just like, I get it, bro. Like, I get it. I feel your pain. Do your best, drag your kid out the store. Don't give in. Because you know that kid just wanted some like Go-Gurt or something, and the mom said no Go-Gurt, or one of those drinks with those little tops on them. They used to have those cartoon tops on those drinks. That's what my kids always wanted. When I was a little kid, it was that cheese in the basket by the milk and stuff. The little cheese spread with the little red stick and the crackers. That was my little treat when we went to the grocery store. But yeah, that kid probably wants some Go-Gurt and he's throwing a fit, and his poor mom just needed to go grocery shopping. So now I feel bad for moms dealing with little kids. It changes once you have kids. You realize it takes a village. Speaking of taking a village, after we had kid number 3, we were in college. I graduated with my bachelor's degree in art history and visual art. And the economy was really bad. So they were laying off professors. I was like, I think I'm really going to go back to school for business. That's something you can get a job with, business. So I go to the business department, make some good friends in the business department, really enjoyed it there. And then like maybe a year in, I find out I'm pregnant with baby number 3. And I was just like, that's enough college. And so we need to move back here. So that was a lot of babies. So I suffered from postpartum, real bad postpartum. Talked about that last time, but yeah, it was so bad that I really don't remember baby number 3 being little. Like my grandparents raised that baby because I just don't remember. My psychiatrist had me on so much medication. That was crazy times. But what I was really good at, well, I don't know if this is really good at, but I had a habit when we had baby number 1. I didn't want anything used. I wanted everything brand new. Like all the furniture brand new, all the the recliner brand new. I didn't want my baby to have anything used, which is absolutely ridiculous, but that's how I was thinking back then, you know. I want my baby to have everything brand new, brand new. So we had this big elaborate birthday parties with the baby when it turns 1. I threw a Mardi Gras parade and I started making these really elaborate cakes. I keep having these schemes where I get into these like art things and I decide I'm gonna make a living out of them. And one of those things when I was in college was cakes. So for my kids' birthday parties, I would make really, really elaborate cakes. Like they would cost me $200-300 to make. That's why I could never sell them because people wouldn't want to pay that much. And I'm just like, that's how much it cost me to make it, not even including my time. Like I'm not a bakery. I don't have all this stuff in bulk, you know, like, oh, that was a hard thing, but you gotta hustle. You gotta hustle, especially when you're in college and you have 2 kids and then the third comes. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the ones with the eyes. I'm going to do the people. So the people are going to be the second 2 here and here. So we're going to hold that and do 1, 2 eyes. And this one we're going to do 1, 2 eyes. Let's make these eyes a little bigger. All right, we're going to make this one a girl. I don't know if y'all could see that. We're going to turn these eyes into, oh, let's see if I can hold this here. I'm going to zoom in on this. We're going to make her a girl. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of my little bitty brushes. Not that one. That one's really little. And we're going to grab this. And we're going to pull out 3 eyelashes. And we're going to flip it around. 1, 2, 3. And that's our little girl. And we're going to give her a, oh, we didn't go all the way on the side to the brown. That drives me absolutely crazy when I don't go all the way to the sides on the browns. So we're going to touch this up. All right, now we're going to put those in here. Actually, I'm going to move those down because I'm going to grab my paper towels. I'm going to move those eyes down because I want to do a little bow on her head. So y'all are gonna find I like people do this and then they just make it look really easy. I'm gonna make this look really hard. So we're gonna take that off. And the first thing we're gonna do for her is a little bow. So here we're gonna take our pink sparkles. We're gonna do one here, pink sparkle here. And if you can see that, where are we? Here we are, pink sparkle dots. And what I'm going to do with the dot is I'm going to pull in, and that makes a perfect little bow. And now I can do the eyes. I'm going to clean that off, go into our black. And 1 eye, 2 eye. And we take our little brush. and pull some eyelashes. That's going to be our little girl. Good. Now we can stick these in. It's hard to talk about stuff when I'm doing this little bitty artwork. But we're going to do her again right here. We're going to go 1, 2. Take our little brush. Pull them together. We're going to wipe. I don't have a surgeon's hand. I don't know if y'all can tell. I'm very, very shaky. And then we're going to do some eyes for our guy right here. 1, 2. We want to make our eyes big enough to put little white dots in them. So this one's coming out. Okay. So now I have a 6-month-old and I'm pregnant. And so they're 15 months apart. I have a 15-month-old and I have a newborn baby. So times are a little tough. And we had the third kid. So now we're moving home. So now they're starting to get into their toddler ages. We're doing toddler things, like especially with kid number 1 and kid number 3, who are both boys. They love knocking their heads into stuff. Like, we were in emergency room after emergency room because these kids constantly hit their heads on stuff. Like, constantly. One time, kid number 2, she had a TV in her room when she was a little bitty, like 6 months old, and we would let the 15-month-old number 1, we'd let that one watch TV in the sister's room. So it's like 2, 3 in the morning, and I get up to go in the kitchen, and I hear something, and I walk in the room. Kid number 1 sitting on the floor in kid number 2's room watching Little Bill at like 2, 3 in the morning. So we had to stop that TV stuff. And they had to sneak right by our bedroom. They had to literally walk through our bedroom to get to the living room. But we had kid number 1 was a mess. Kid number 1 has completely redeemed himself as a teenager and a close to be adult, but kid number 1 was a hot mess. So kid number 1 has ADHD, and it was untreated for a while, and that was something to behold. That's, if any of you guys have kids with ADHD that is untreated, you know, the teachers aren't exactly stoked about it, and parents aren't too exactly stoked about it. It's not easy. So we got that taken care of. Hopefully we can see. Yeah, we can see that. And the medicine and the therapy has done wonders for kid number 1. And now kid number 2 is having some anxiety. So we're sending kid number 2 to a therapist to get some help. And kid number 3 also just got diagnosed with ADHD and put on medication. So I don't know if it runs in families, genes, whatever, but I'm glad that me and their dad experienced things like that, you know, if it makes sense, so we can understand when they're going through mental things, that, you know, it's mental health is mental health, and you need to take care of your brain just as much as you need to take care of the rest of your body. People forget about that, you know. Mental health is super important. Oh, we're gonna do a bow right here. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Yeah, so living with 2 kids with ADHD and 1 kid with really bad anxiety, it's tough, but like I said, it'd be tougher if we wouldn't have gone through it ourselves, me and the hubby. Um, we what we tried to do all the normal things with kid number one, who was the special kid. We call him the special kid. He was so smart. We thought there was something wrong with kid number two, but he was just really intelligent. But he had problems in school because of the ADHD. And kid number one would have a lot of freakouts, and but then just say some genius stuff. Like, it was kind of crazy. Um, we tried soccer, and that turned into kid number one either running into the ditch while being placed on the field by the coach, or kid number one sitting underneath the bleachers eating snacks and drinking drink. So there was no soccer played. He would literally have to be carried onto the field. Literally carried onto the field. So we made him finish out the rest of the season because if you if you start something, we like to teach them that you should finish with it, stick with it. But soccer was not the game for kid number one. Oh, one time we lost kid number one at the Sheridan. Kid number one was a very outgoing kid, so literally had to watch because he would go with strangers. Like, just grab a stranger by the leg and, like, you're my best friend now and we're gonna be buddies forever. So we used to have to really watch that. It was really scary. It's funny now that they're grown, but it's scary stuff. Let's see. Is that one long enough? No. We have to redo this one. That's okay. We got to redo this one. But luckily, I saved them. These two are wrong. That's all right. That's all right. We can start over. Let's get our. Oh, I gotta whip my nails. I got some out. I'll be right back. Listen to Stevie. All right, let's see. I think it was a 7. And a 7. And this is a smaller. This is a 6. Nope, this one has to be bigger. Another 7, I guess. 7. What size is this? It's a 6. We need a 7. Here's a 7. All right, I'm going to do the face first so I don't mess these up. I'm going to paint them brown again. Let me turn Stevie down. So kid number 2 was a piece of work. Kid number 2 was our daughter. Kid number 2 is also a Gemini, which means first she's sour, then she's sweet. Like, Sour Patch Kids. Just straight up. First sour, then sweet. You never know which one you're going to get. So, baby two was a biter. And we were in school. So, baby two was in daycare. And they kept telling us if the baby bites one more person, we're going to have to make her leave the nursery. We can't have her biting people. And we used to go like every day, and they'd be like, well, she only bit her brother, so it doesn't really count. She was really cute. She looked like Boo from Monsters Inc. And they used to spoil her. I would bring her in her pajamas, and by the time I picked her up, her hair would be fixed. She'd be in a clean little outfit. Oh, I had the best daycare when my kids were little. The best daycare. Little Blessings. That was the best daycare ever. And they loved my kids. You can tell they love those kids. It's hard to leave your kids. I had to go to school all day, and I had to get my homework done before my kids came home. So I had to really step it up when my kids were little. And that's when I started doing really good in college, when my kids were little, because I knew I had to do that work. If I didn't do that work, there wouldn't be any no diploma. And I wanted that diploma. I didn't get my high school diploma on time. I failed math, so I didn't get to walk with my class during graduation. So my college diploma meant a lot to me. So that's why I graduated. I walked with my associates. I walked with my bachelor's. If I would have finished that second bachelor's degree, I would have walked with that one too. I hope y'all can see that. Doing some facial expressions. Let's try to do a smile. That's a pretty good smile. Now let's do our feller. Hope he's not painted on the side. Gotta make sure all the sides are painted. See, this one here is not painted all the way. You want to make sure you get all that coverage. No nails showing. People are paying $30, $40 for these nails. They expect the best. And that's what I plan to give them. All right, so let's do our little bow trick here. Let me pull it here. Bow trick in this corner. Oh, I see another one not painted. Two more nails not painted all the way. That's why you gotta check. Check both sides. That one's not done all the way. Yeah, so baby number two was the biter. And also very, very, very spoiled. As you can imagine, the only little girl. And I used to go take showers. I would leave the baby in the room, go play in your room, leave the bathroom door open, go try to hurry up and take a shower. I would put the little baby in its little baby standing thing that they would stand in and turn around, press the little buttons, little cat, dog, ABC kind of thing. And so I come out of the bathtub, and the daughter is the number two is acting really peculiar. I'm like, what's going on? So I look, her hair is destroyed. She chopped off all of her hair. Like it was bad. It was really bad. But then I look over at the baby, and not only did she chopped off her own hair, she chopped off all of the baby's hair. So there was baby hair all over the place, and I was just like, I should have never went take that shower. That was my fault. So my number two was really, really prissy and really girly, and of course I love that. So I would take her to get her nails done and things like that. So when we get there to fix her hair, because she destroyed it, she had to get a little pixie cut, which wound up being cute. Um, she was like, after I get my hair cut, can I get my nails done? And I was just like, no, you can't get your nails done because you totally cut off your hair and your brother's hair. Like, what nerve, right? Like, could you imagine asking your mom after you cut your hair off and your brother's hair off if you can get a mani pedi? And that's when I knew we'd have a problem. That's when I knew we'd have a problem. But they're good with money now. Me, not so much, but that's a different story. Oh, we got to do a mouth right here. We are going to get these guys smiling. Cutie. We're going to give them some cheekies. And we're putting our blue and our pink dots for our gingerbread buttons. Hard part's coming up, the white part. The part that scares me, but we'll get it. I don't know if we'll get it on top of that one, but we'll get it. Now we have these to do. We're gonna throw every time I move them over, I'm putting them in under the setter. All right, so we have to make a little. Try to go lower so I can do the white. I hope y'all can hear this music. I gotta concentrate while I do little eyes. Little eyes need concentration. Now we need little mouths. Little mouth. And now we have to give him his little blue. Bow tie. All right. Now for the tricky part that I don't like. We got to take this little bitty brush, clean it, and put those little gingerbread swirlies on them. So we're not going to talk about kids. We're just going to try to do these swirlies real quick. Hold it. That came out cute. Oh, y'all can't see. I'm putting the little white stripes on them. That's the tough part. Ooh, I gotta hold my breath when I do that. All right, we got those done. Let me pull these out. Put these in. All right, so where do we leave off? Oh, I got a great one. So I start these little businesses, right? And my number two is a girl, and she loves getting dressed up. She loves clothes for her birthday. So I'm like, I want to start buying her these little cute tutus. Well, I'm looking all over the internet. I don't see these little tutus. I see them, or they're overpriced, or they're just not what I'm looking for. So I was like, I can make this. I'm pretty crafty. I can make these tutus. So I go to Joann's Fabric, and I did not know there was a difference between your cheap run of the mill tulle and the really expensive tulle that they use for wedding dresses. So I dropped like $200 on material at Joanna's Fabrics to make a tutu for my daughter. I made a tutu dress for Mardi Gras. She wore it one time. I couldn't return the material because I'd already cut it, and it was like they're going out of business sale or whatever. But so learn your lesson. Learn what you're doing before you do it, because I've tried to start so many of these little businesses where I have no idea what I'm doing. That's why I like these nails. Just paint gingerbreads on them. No big deal. There's no mistakes, just happy little accidents. Look at that. Fix that a little bit. Looking good, looking good. This guy needs some cheeks. Give this guy some cheeks here. Oh, she needs some cheeks too. All right. So now all we have to do is make sure these are set all the way. And we're going to get a clear coat. Let's find a good clear coat. Matte top coat. Matte top coat. Top coat. Here we go. If y'all could see these, how cute. They're short, but they're little gingerbread people. I'm going to put this final coat on them. And this is going to make them hard, and it's going to seal. Let me go back to this other one. Top coat matte. Put all my top coats in this drawer. Yeah, so I guess join me next time. I guess we can talk about parenthood again because I barely made it through the toddlers. We got to the one who bites, the one with the ADHD. We have the third one with ADHD. We have a few times where they've fallen on their noggins. And I know all you moms can relate to that. Babies are a lot sturdier than they appear. When a baby accidentally falls, they bounce. I'm not talking about concrete, but I'm just saying babies fall. But I'm glad my kids are grown. I can start doing my own interests again. I don't have to worry about them. I figure, I'm not the type of mom who's checking in on her kids' phones. I don't want to see what's on their phones. I just have to trust that I did a good enough job raising them, that they're not doing anything they're not supposed to be doing. And that's what we do. We teach our kids what to do. We teach them right from wrong, and you just hope for the best. But isn't that all you can do? Oh, I just dropped all these. That's Karma telling me to check my kids' phones. I honestly couldn't think of anything I'd want to do less than look at my 13-year-old son's phone. Like, could you imagine? Like, I have a feeling what's on there. I don't want to. No thanks. They're making good grades. They're doing well in school. I go in their room to pick up dirty laundry. But I'm not a digger. I don't dig. Oh, we forgot to give these little guys little dotted white eyes. We can do that after this. That won't hurt anything. Oh, we're moving. We can't see. Now we can see. Let's add a little dot. The last little touch. Last little touch. We'll put these in. Let them cook. And I want to thank y'all for following me tonight, watching me make these nails, tell little stories. Like I said, we only made it to the toddler kids stuff. We never made it past that. So we have a lot more parenting stories to tell. I'm going to show you these gingerbread nails when they're finished. And they came out really cute. They're from my little short girl nail girlies. I can make them in custom sizes, custom colors. Just send me a message in my Etsy page. I'm gonna link my Etsy page down onto this. Let's do this. There we go. I'm not doing makeup. I'm not doing no filters because y'all gonna run into me at Walmart and be like, "Who the hell is that?" No, this is me without makeup, with my hair decently brushed and my glasses on. So, all right, we have our cute little gingerbread nails. Let's see them. Look how cutie they came out. All right, guys, I'm going to have these on my Etsy page for you guys to check out. I'm going to take some pictures of them, post them, and I hope y'all had fun. I had fun, and I will see you guys sometime this week. Have a great night. Bye.